How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to Salvage Auto Rebuilds once again, where we are here this morning in our little delivery area zone, I don't know, storage room. Yeah, well, guys, so I went to go and fetch the wheels for Maibu's rally spec vehicle today. So I think we should be able to get this car hopefully up and running today. So I actually made a couple of decisions and did a couple of things that I think is going to be perfect for Maibu's car. So I'll show you guys in a moment what is going to happen with the engine that we have for his car. So yeah, we also have got a brand new rally spec hood, which I think is going to look a little bit better. And then we've got all of the suspension parts over here scattered on this side of the car. And then on the opposite side, we've got all of the rear suspension. And I actually wonder why I'm bringing these wheels over here, because we actually need to bring them all the way there, because we've got to mount some tires. Alright, so yeah, let's go ahead and do these as well. And then we'll get this sorted out real quick so that they can go straight onto the car once the suspension is done. We should probably also air them up, and I think around about 2.0 bar should be fine. Let's just adjust this thing down. Alright, so let's do these, all of them, and get them ready to go onto the car. There we go. Alright, so that is the first one, ready to rock and roll. Alright, so I think these are going to look pretty nifty with the body kit that we've got all the way over there. So I'll show you guys in a moment what that looks like and what we are going to do about that. So we've also got the grille that's supposed to go on the front of the car already painted up in the paint booth over here. So yeah, I decided to just grab a couple of rattle cans for this. So the grille is looking much better than it did in black, so we did go ahead and paint this. So this is nice and dry already, so it actually dries quite quickly. And then we've got ourselves the spoiler and the two rear fender arch flares, and also the flares for the front. And then we've got the front spoiler, which is all going to be the same green as the grille. So I think that's going to look pretty nifty. And then it's just going to be a couple of accessories that we still need to get for the car. So as I said, headlights and stuff like that is mostly considered accessories. And we're also going to do some spotlights, some rally spotlights. So I think that's going to look pretty nifty. Alright, but let's just focus on getting these wheels put together and ready for action. So as for the Ford F100, you guys may see it's no longer here. That is currently over at the paint shop. And yeah, a couple of things are still in the process. And I don't know why I mounted this. I can't recall, but okay. Well, we'll probably have to take it off again, because I want to see if we can assemble the whole suspension again before we put it on the car. Okay, yeah, that can probably stay there. Alright. Let's go and sort out the rest of these wheels quickly. Alright, there's the other one. Alright, we'll just pop it onto our tire changing machine. And let's grab a tire over here. Alrighty, and there we go. Alright, that is looking pretty good. So yeah, I decided to go with low profile tires. These are 16 inches. And I think they are going to work on the car pretty well with the adjustable coilover. So we'll see how it looks and yeah, what adjustment we need to do to this thing. Okay, so let's just grab this one again. And then we'll grab our last tire from the back of our truck. And just quickly get it mounted. Oh, can't reach it from this side. Okay. There we go. Alright, we can also close up the tailgate. And we can also close this garage door over there. Alright. Pretty good, guys. So now we just get this last tire mounted here. Alrighty. Let's just put some air into it as well. Come on, get it there. There we go. Alright, so once again 2 bar, and then this thing should be good enough. Alright, so as for the engine, as I mentioned, we are doing a couple of things to the engine over here. Not a whole lot, because we don't want to go crazy and break all of the engine parts out of the internals, you know. So we are going to be changing the camshaft, the fuel pump, the distributor, and also the spark wires. And then we've got this performance carburetor, which is going to replace this intake. So that is going to hopefully give it quite a bit of pep, seeing as it's also still going to be a 1.5 liter, which I think will work out pretty well. We've even got a new steering column, but I haven't got the new steering wheel or the interior or anything like that yet. So we'll get to that at a later stage, maybe in the next episode. We'll see. And I also want to see if I can start digging into the BMW, having a look at the bodywork, the car we bought off of our buddy NK Gaming Adventures, buddy Nate. All right, so I think what we're going to start with, guys, let's maybe do the quick paint job on these parts so that we can get our paint booth also emptied out. So I think we need to move this. Let's just put this on the floor for now. Okay, let's see if we can manage something over here. I don't really want to put the stuff in the paint booth as such, because we are going to be painting the car in here, so we'll try and figure this out real quick. Alright, so let's pop that onto there. Can maybe do the same on this one. And there we go. And then these, we will just do them on the floor over there, or maybe on the side over here. Okay, because we still need to get the car in here eventually today, so that we can get it painted up in white. Okay, and that is going to be our theme that we are going with, the green trim and flares with the basic white paint job. There's almost not enough space. Come on, let's just move that up a little bit. Okay, and we'll just put this one over there. We'll see how it's going to work out if we paint it now. All right, so I should have actually used the one that I started with, but okay, it's all right. I think we are going to probably need a little bit more than just one. Okay, so the color we are painting, this is going to stay matte. We're not going to be clear coating it up, so this is going to be like a little bit of an accent on the car, if you know what I mean. Alright, I think that's all painted up, looking good, so no more clear coat showing through that, so I think that is good. Alright, same with the grill. We're gonna can probably take this off of here for now. Alright, we'll just put it down there. Okay, and then we can move this barrel out of the way. Okay, let's tackle these things with some spray paint. You know what, I should actually turn them all this way. Yeah, I think that'll work a little bit better. Alright, let's go ahead and give these a lick of paint. Just got to make sure we cover them properly. Alright, so that one is done. Okay, let's do the other one here. Alright, just flip it around this way. We should be able to get it painted. And that can is empty. Alright, let's grab the next one. Let's keep going at this. There we go. Alright, well. Yeah, getting nice coverage with the rattle cans. It doesn't look too bad. Well, I think this is going to look pretty nifty. Alright, let's just spin this one around as well. Let's drop it down there. Okay, and here we go. Let's see if we can manage this with the paint that we have left in this can, or if we're going to have to use the third one, which we might have to. I don't know. We'll see in a second. Let's just try and get this thing painted properly. Yeah, I think that is it. Alright, well, just check them all a little bit for good measure. And there we are. Okay, so that is my boost body kit and grille painted up in this original green that the car came in. So I think that's going to look pretty decent, guys. We're just going to see how everything's going to work out today, because I really want to see if we can paint the car white. So we've got some white paint here, and I already put the can of white paint from the paint station in the can over there, or in the spray gun. So hopefully that's going to work out. So I think let's start with the suspension, so we can get this thing up on some wheels. Now, yeah, I actually I made a little bit of a problem for myself here, because now I took the tires off and I disposed of the old tires, so now we don't have wheels for this thing to go into the paint booth. So I'm just gonna have to be a little bit careful with these then, if we do decide to paint the car today, but you know what? It's going to be white anyway, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. So yeah, it's actually going to work out. So I think it's going to be fine. It'll be fine. All right, so I think let's start quickly by doing this hood, because I want to get the right hood on the car. All right. There we go. So this hood, we actually got this hood for no reason. So we bought a whole donor car only for one fender, which is, yeah, it was a little bit of a waste, but okay. You know what? It's fine. You live and you learn, but okay. Let's go and grab this hood over here. So this is going to go onto here. Well, we also got the front panel from the donor car, which is not too bad. But I mean, it was cheap enough, and we ended up getting another $2,000 back for the rest of the parts that we didn't want. So yeah, we only paid $3,000 for that car, so it's fine. You know, sometimes you make a little bit of a loss, sometimes you win. So meh, it is what it is, guys. All right, let's get our steering rack over here. There we go. All right, let's zip this thing down, and then we'll take it from here. All right, so no bolts on the underside of it, so it's just those. Okay, and then we'll start with these. Okay, our lower control arms. All right, this is our upper control arm for this side. There we go. All right, coming together pretty nifty. All right, so we'll put this hub carrier on here, and we can get our tie rod on. Okay, let's grab this. Okay, put that onto there, and then we'll grab this. Our shock absorber. That can go on. All right, let's do the other side real quick. Alrighty, and upper. There we go. And then our hub carrier is over here, which I actually put all of the parts together on it, so everything is there. Alright, get our tie rod on here. Quick and easy, guys. Quick and easy. No problems at all. Alright, and we are going to need a screwdriver for this. Alright, let's just grab the one from our tool table over there. Alright, so there we are. That is coming together very nicely. Okay, so we need to get this other shock absorber in. Alright, let's grab it. Alright, pop it into here. Come on. There we go. Alright, can this thing just try and sit upright for a change, you know? It's like currently just falling over all the time. Okay, we should probably get some brake hoses onto these calipers, which I am replacing both the calipers with new ones, because they were both, the ones that came off the car were bad, so I think it's better to just go ahead and replace them both. The rear ones were still fine, so we're just going to go ahead and reuse the old ones there. Alright, so there's our brake pads. Let's just quickly pop these in. Alright, looking pretty good. Alright, pop that one into there. Okay, let's grab this. Alright, front right is on this side. Okay, let's just be sure to zip it down. Alright, this one over here for the left hand side. Alrighty, there we go. So that is sorted, and now we're going to need our spring compressor, which is in our toolbox over here somewhere. There it is. Okay. Alright, let's grab this one, pop it into there, and then this one can go into this side. Okay, looking great. So that is front suspension done and dusted. So we started with the more complicated one, so I think it's good. Now at least it's out of the way. Alright, and there should be another bolt over there. And up there. Okay, so I think we've got it. Okay, so now as for the wheels, yeah, they actually fit quite well like that, but we are going to be putting the body kit on, so for that reason we've got some 100mm wheel spacers, which I actually measured when I got the fender flares. I actually tested this and I see, okay, well, that's how far out the wheel stands. That's probably why the rear axle was still mounted, because I tested it at the back. So yeah, I think this is going to work out pretty well, guys, with the 100mm spacers with our fender flares. That's going to look pretty nifty on this car. Alright, let's just put this spacer on and we'll grab this wheel. And just pop it on there. What is this? Okay, that's our steering column. And our master cylinder, which can also probably go in today. Alright, so we'll see, because I am going to be painting the car, so everything is going to come out anyway, so we'll figure it out from there. Alright, so here's our rear axle that I already started putting together. We've got our one hub in. Okay, so let's check this out. Okay, and then we will grab this and pop it into there. Alright, and we've got our differential, which I decided on a 3.2 locked differential, as I mentioned to you guys in the last episode. So I think this is going to work better, in my personal opinion. And fortunately, if Maibu doesn't like the gear ratio, he can always just swap it out again. But I think he'll be more than happy with what the 3.2 is going to do with this car, or in this car, rather. Alright, so there's our screwdriver. Let's just grab this for our brake discs. Okay, zip it down. And we'll zip it down. Okay, so let's get our handbrake cable on here. Alright. Bolt it down there, and on this side. Right over there. Okay. Looking good. Okay, let's grab these now. Alrighty, and we're going to bolt them down. So some of these are still the old ones. So we've got two brand new shock absorbers though, which is great, because that's at least something that's going to be perfectly sorted. Although I don't really know if he's going to be using this car as much for rally driving. I think it's more like just a visual thing that he's looking for. Make it look like a rally car, you know what I mean? Okay, so this arm goes on there. And this one goes on our passenger side right here. Alright. It's just a bit tricky now because the freaking lift is standing here. Alright, but we've got it. Alright, so this one can go over onto all the way up here somewhere. There we go. Alright, zip that down. Okay, so now brake calipers can also go on, but we need to just get some brake pads into these. Alright, some brand new brake pads. Alright, let's quickly sort this out. There we go. Okay, so that is the rear right, which will be, I think it's this side. Okay, well, let's pop it onto here. Just bolt it down. Okay, let's do this. Oh, come here. There we go. Brake pad. Oh, for crying out loud, would you just go in there? Alright. Okay, now we need this. There we are. I'd zip it down. Alright, so that is sorted. Now, I think I didn't tighten down these brake lines. That's probably going to be a problem if we don't do this. Yeah, I still need to replace the main brake line anyway, so I don't think it was really a big train smash as yet. But now this can go on, and now we just gotta make sure we bolt down everything. Over there. Alright, there should be one up there somewhere. I think we got that one. Okay, this is for this side. There we are. Okay. And that one. And I think that's everything. Okay. Alright, we need to get our springs in. Okay, let's grab them. Okay, pop that one into this side and this one over that side. Okay, so now I think we can get our wheels on, and then we're going to lift this thing up a little bit higher so that we can get our drive shaft and transmission mounted from the bottom. Alrighty. Looking good. Yeah, I really do like the look of these wheels, guys, on this car. It's going to look pretty nifty, and we've even got a spare tire prepared for him. So, yeah, it's not going to be a matching set of wheels, probably, but it's fine. if he has to use a spare tire, it's just there for an emergency anyway. So there we go. It doesn't have to be a matching wheel, but I think it'll work out. I think the profile on the 14-inch with the higher tire profile might actually be more or less the same size. Let's just see. It might. It's very close. Well, that's closer than what you will get it, so I think that's fine. Okay, so let's pop that in the trunk. Alright, now we're gonna have to lift this thing up again. Okay, so I am going to have to check the adjustment on the springs over here, if they can go any further down. I think they are currently on their highest setting. Yeah, they all are the same. Okay, so that is not too bad. That should hopefully work. Okay, let's quickly get our drive shaft in. Alright, come on, just tighten them up. Okay, and now we can grab the gearbox. Our donated gearbox. Along with the engine. Another big shout out to Mr. Phantom for supplying the engine, which is awesome. Was actually, well, it was a donation. Alright, now we can lower this baby down and just set her down on the ground. Okay, so yeah, I think once those flares go on, we shouldn't have any issues with the suspension at the back, because I see it's going to be rubbing at the moment a little bit, so just going to have to deal with it. Now, I haven't checked this beforehand, but we're just going to go ahead and replace it anyway, because we've got a new one. So let's go ahead and pop this one in. Oh, for crying out loud. Now it didn't want to go in. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so there it is. Okay, zip it down there and over there. And that is pretty much sorted. So let's quickly grab some brake fluid. We've got some extra bottles of brake fluid and coolant and stuff there. So I think we'll be fine. Okay, let's do this first of all, and then at least we know the brakes are sorted. Alright, I think that's full enough, and then we'll just come and put this back on our shelf over there somewhere for now. Now we need this reservoir cap. Okay, let's just put this down. Okay, and I may have pushed the car a little bit back. Okay, let's push the car a little bit forward. Okay, let's get these lift arms away from here. Come on, there we go. Alright, so now we can push it a little bit forward. Okay, just like this. Let's get the handbrake set so it doesn't run away on us. There we go. Alright, so I think now since we have got the suspension put together and all of that stuff is done, we can probably also do the steering column real quick. That way we know it's going to be as good as it can be. Okay, now, yeah, that's one thing I was wondering about is if we are even going to get to the bolts over here. They are very tricky to get to. But we'll get it. Okay, come here. There we go. Alright, we've got it. We've got it. Alright, so yeah, steering column is a little bit worn. We are going to be getting him a, you know, like a little sport steering wheel for this car. It's going to match the interior, so this is just temporarily going in. Okay, hopefully it's going to go a little bit easier now. Yeah, our steering column isn't dinked anymore. Might have to replace the pedals as well. But we'll do that once we've got our actual steering wheel that's going on the car. Okay, so yeah, there we go, guys. Now that is sitting on its own four wheels again. And I think next up, let's go and tackle the engine. Alright, so we are going to need more than just a wrench over here, by the looks of it, because we are going to do spark plugs and also, well, that's pretty much it. But yeah, let's just bring this closer. Alright, we'll put it over there. We don't need this. we actually need the pry tool for, not the pry tool, the spark wrench for this. Okay, so let's start with the spark plugs. Now, if I'm not mistaken, these spark plugs should still be in very good condition, because I think the engine is still in very good condition. Okay, so let's pop these out. Alright, so I might do a little bit of, you know, custom coloring to the engine parts. But I think we'll get those sent in for, you know, what I would like to call color plating. Or, well, it's actually chrome plating, but we're going to see what we can get done with this. Okay, so there we go. Let's grab these. Okay, pop it into there. There we go. Performance spark plugs. Gonna add a little bit of power to this engine already. Okay, so there we go. And those are in. And now we can get them screwed down. Okay, so that should work. Okay, now next up we are going to remove our old distributor over here. Okay, if we can get to this bolt. There we go. Alright, so there's the old. Still in brand new condition. Okay, pop the new one into here. And then we'll start with the fuel pump right next to it. Okay, let's pop this one into here. And then we'll just screw it down there. Alright, now we can get this on. Our new performance spark wires. Okay, and now this valve cover needs to come off because we need to swap out the camshaft. Alright, let's go ahead and do this. Alright, so there's the engine cover, or the valve cover as they call it. Yeah, cylinder head cover, that's what it's called, okay. Alright, so now we've got to try and take this off. I think this will come off without the timing chain even having to come out. So we'll just take this out and slide the new one in. Just like this. Okay, so there's our original camshaft, which is still brand new. Okay, not too shabby. Okay, let's get our new performance camshaft in, guys. Now this is going to give it a little bit more power. There we go. Alright, so now that this thing is in, we can get our cylinder head cover back on. Alright. And there we go. Alright, so let's spin it this way around so that we can get to these again. Alright, one over there and one over there. Okay, now we're going to straight dive into the intake manifold here. Just take this off. Now we do have got another set of intake parts for an inline 4 somewhere over here. I do know we've got it because I remembered stacking it. So we've got, yeah, there they are. Okay, we just don't have the carburetor. Okay, so yeah, looks like I did get rid of some of the parts. Or maybe I didn't have those. I can't recall now. What am I doing here? We're gonna, yeah, just gonna come and mount this real quick. This is our ITBs. Or these are the ITBs. But you know what I mean. But okay. So now we can get this removed again from here and take it over to the car. So I'm pretty sure this thing still got some decent oil in it. But we will just double check this real quick before we try and fire it up. So let's get it bolted down all the way. Okay, right over there, and we'll do the wiring. Okay, so that is looking good. So we've got all of those. Engine mount down there, that is tightened down. Okay, so let's do the gearbox bolts, the ones that we can reach from this side. Alright, I think we've got them all. Okay, over on this side. Okay, that is tightened down already. And there's one more down there. Alrighty, well, definitely getting there, guys. So let's quickly check the oil. Let's go around this way. This is where the dipstick is. Alright, so we still need radiator hoses, so we're not going to bother with coolant just yet, obviously, because that's not going to work. It's just going to spill right out of the radiator if we pour any coolant in this thing now. So I think we are ready to try and fire it up. We just need to quickly pop the old battery over here into the engine bay. Hopefully we still got gas in the tank. Alright, so the battery is back in, and now let's check if this thing is going to fire up so that we can move it over to the paint shop, guys. But before we do that, we're gonna strip it down first of all. Alright, now I don't see the fuel gauge moving. Oh, you know what? Wait a second. Now it is actually... Is it empty? Yeah, it's empty, but we don't have a fuel line on. Okay, well, that would make sense. Could also be that the fuel line is busted, or if the fuel gauge is busted, so I don't know. Alright, can you go in here? It's a bit tricky getting it in, but okay, we've got it. Alright, let's just come and bolt it down over there. Alright, so I think this car is probably out of gas. It may have evaporated, I guess. Let's just see. Yeah, she's probably bone dry, guys. So I think we need to go and grab some gasoline real quick from the gas station. Where did I put the jerry can? Because I do have a jerry can. It is somewhere. Alright, well, look at me sorting out the garage so good that I don't find stuff. But here it is. Okay. Alright, we've got it. Let's just slide it out from under here. Alright, let's take... a nice little cruise over to the gas station with our BMW, guys, because I think, yeah, the Camaro is parked around the back now. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, there she is. Okay, so we'll just leave her right over there. So I'm going to try and use the BMW real quick. It's just going to be a matter of trying to get this thing fired up, because... There we are. Okay, so yeah, she actually runs pretty well, guys. We haven't driven the car yet since we've got it, but okay, we need to grab the jerry can. Let's just stop here. Okay, so can we put this in the trunk? Hopefully. Okay, we'll just close up the shop real quick for now. Alright, hopefully there's a space for this in the trunk. Yeah, that'll work. And I didn't set the handbrake. Alright, be careful. So yeah, guys, this thing has got a ton of power, this inline 6 turbocharged engine. So as I mentioned in the last episode, we are going to be probably ripping this engine out of this car, because it's not really the right engine for the car. And I think we want to try and see if we can get this thing running like it's more or less like a stock BMW again, but we might keep the body kit. It's very similar to Uncle Bill's BMW, but we don't have the right side skirts on this. So, something we're going to probably have to address. And yeah, the trunk didn't close properly because I think that fuel cell is a little bit too big. Or I don't know, but okay, let me quickly fill this thing up. Let's just go over this way with it a little bit more. Right, so we've got some gasoline for our Lada sedan, or Maibu's Lada sedan rather, and see if we can go and fire this thing up. Okay, so let's see if we can get this thing in the trunk again. Yeah, that's just not gonna work too well. Okay, let's just put it... Oh crap, did I just knock it with the door? Yes, I did. That's okay. Just put it right there on the passenger floor. Alright, and let's see if I can find the ignition switch to this car again. Yeah, it's a little bit finicky getting this ignition switch, but okay, we've got it. See what I'm talking about? This thing moves, guys. And look at our old shop, guys. It's completely empty. So I've got no idea what exactly I'm going to do with the shop yet. But we'll figure it out. Let's do a little bit of a burnout. Holy crap. Yeah, this thing shreds the tires, guys. Alright, let's not go crazy here with this thing. Yeah, she's definitely got a whole lot of power. I wonder exactly what is wrong with the body on this thing, because that's something that Nate mentioned in the advert of this car. It needs a lot of bodywork, but to be honest, yeah, I don't see it. I don't see where exactly this thing needs bodywork yet, but there's going to be one way for us to figure that out, and it's just to dive into it and see what it needs, you know. Alright, let's bring this back more or less where we found it. Alright, we'll just nosedive it in like this today. Alright, so let's hop out, and we're going to grab our jerry can here, if we can get it from this side. Nah, we'll just rather do it from this side. There we go. Okay, put that down over there. Alright, let's put some gas in the tank of this thing. Unless if I'm missing something else, I hope not. Hopefully we're not missing anything else. We did put the fuel line on. I think the fuel is the only thing that we need. Okay, so let's see if we can do this real quick without spilling too much. Alright. Alright, there we go. Alright, not too bad. It's getting there. Alrighty, so I think that should do the trick, guys, just to get this thing fired up so that we know if it actually runs. So this is going to be the first time this thing actually runs and drives since it's been in our possession. Or not really possession, we don't own this car, it's just a customer car, you know, so there it is. Okay. Oh, I've got the exhaust. But yeah, this thing is also going to have a bunch of power. And we also just need to be mindful of the temperature so that this thing doesn't overheat. Alright, well, here we are in the paint booth. And that definitely beats trying to push the car into the paint booth. So I think now we are going to have to strip a bunch of stuff off before we can go ahead and blast this thing with paint. So I think we're going to do that real quick. So let's grab our toolbox, which is actually over here. Alright, so we are going to need our wrench. Where did I go with the freaking wrench? Is it... Yeah, I thought so. Okay, it's somewhere over here. Most probably. There it is. Okay. And this needs to go over there. And this also needs to come back to the toolbox. Alright, let's just put this back where it belongs over there. And then we'll do this real quick. Okay, I still need to figure out what I want to do with these parts. We'll see. I'll probably have to go and put them on the shelf. Alright, so let's have a look and see what we need to strip off of this sedan in order to give it a lick of paint. Okay, we can probably take this out. Alright, so this is gonna be the spare tire. I should have actually painted that white as well, maybe. I don't know, we'll decide, guys. Because we still gotta have a lot of stuff to finish up with on this car, you know, finishing touches and stuff like that. I did notice this fuel door looks a little bit out of whack, but I might be mistaken. It actually looks good. Well, there's one way to really check it, and that is to just see if there are any dents on it, but I doubt there is. Yeah, that is actually perfect. Okay, so it's just my imagination. I thought there was something wrong with it, but okay. Alright, so now that we have got the... you know what, I should take this out. Yeah, let's just play it safe. We're going to take everything out here, guys, because I don't want to end up getting overspray on anything. Alright, so there's our spoilers. Alright, this one can come out as well. And we'll do the same with this one. All right, there we go. That's the third one, and finally the last one. All right, so let's go ahead and grab our pry tool, because we're going to take out all of the glass as well. So we'll pop this out. Okay, let's just put that down over there. Okay, these mirrors and yeah, everything needs to come off here. Alright, so the door cards. Okay, well, this one doesn't look too bad. But I think we might actually do an interior color swap on this car. I don't know, with the white, I think maybe green interior. Which gives me an idea. Maybe we should do the same we did with the Dodge Challenger. Yeah, the matching interior to the accents like this. We'll see. I'll decide. Okay, so there's our door card. So all of these seem to be in fairly decent shape. All right, and then this little window. Very hard to find this thing if you put it down in a weird place, Okay, let's take this off. So our window crank with the glass. Okay, I should actually, do it like a little bit better. Okay, let's put these on top of there. Well, that's the rear. Okay, so put that onto there and this one onto there. So we know those goes together, and then this, we'll just pile them up over here. Okay, so on that door we also have got a rear view mirror or a side view mirror, or yeah, you know what I mean. You know what it is. Okay, so we'll take this off as well. I wonder if I shouldn't color code this as well to the same color as the car. Well, the green on the car maybe. I think so. I'll decide, guys. We'll have a look and see what we can do to spice this thing up for Maibu. Okay, so there's our other door mirror. Okay, so now let's maybe grab this trashed headliner as well. Just because we've got the screwdriver in hand, Alright, so there's the headliner. Sun visors appear to be good, but I think we'll do something nice on the interior side of things. Alright, so seats. I think the seats can stay. Dashboard is going to have to come out. Okay, let's take the dash out firstly. And then we'll come and do the door cards and such on this side. Okay. Come here. There we go. We've got our dashboard out. Dashboard is actually not in bad shape. But yeah, I don't know. We'll maybe send it in for some custom coloring. Alright, now that that is off, we can actually get our wiper motor out of here. Well, it's actually easier to do it from the engine bay, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so there's the wiper motor, which I haven't checked the condition yet. I think it's still fine. Okay, so now what else do we need to do? The front bumper needs to come off again. Okay, well, let's see if we can get it from here. There we are. Okay, that's the one. And that's the other one. Okay, so now bumpers are both off. Okay, where did I put the other? Okay, it's on that side. All right. Okay, so now it's just this side. All of the glass needs to come out. And we'll also take the door panel off and just inspect it real quick. That one isn't bad. Okay, and oh, I may have bumped this barrel over. Let's just put this over here. Okay, is that... Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so there we go. Let's grab this one. This one also doesn't look too bad. Alright, let's go do this one. Small little window. Okay, now I actually did it the wrong way around, because now I like taking the bigger window out with the lifter, and then we'll just put the small window, which is over here, on top of that one again. Okay, now and this side is done. Okay, oh, we've got some rust. Alright, I missed that. That's fine, we can quickly sort that out. We've got our sandblaster here. Okay, and then we'll take out this small window, and we're just going to pop it on top of the big one out here. Right there. Okay, so that is looking good, guys. We've got this thing stripped down almost all the way. Just got to take out the windscreen. Okay, so let's take this out like this. Okay, there we are. Just put it down here by the other one. Okay, so let me quickly grab the sandblaster, which is, oh, it's actually on this side. Alright, well. Alright, can we see under here if we are missing any rust? Yeah, no, I think we're good. Alright, pop that back onto there. Okay, so all the glass, all the trim, all the lights, headlights, taillights, everything is stripped. So now it's going to be a matter of painting this thing up in white color. Well, base color white, and I don't know if we're going to do clear coat on it really, but we might. So we'll see. Yeah, I think we should, because it's just going to look a little bit better probably. So I think guys, let's cue a little bit of music while I'm doing this. It's going to take me probably not too long. And then I'll bring you guys back up to speed once we are done with this paint job. Alright, so just like that guys, the whole car has been painted. And I think we've got every inch of it covered in white paint. So now this is going to have to sit here in our paint booth and cure, guys. And then that way we are going to be able to put this thing together, hopefully in the next episode. Start sorting it all out. Now there's still a bunch of parts that I need to order, like the taillights, the headlights and such. And also some of the interior bits that we are going to be swapping out. But I don't know exactly what's going on with the rest of the interior, but we'll figure it out, guys. There's going to be a couple of things that we need, like B-pillar trims and stuff like that as well, but you know, all in good time. So I think for now this thing is going to have to just sit exactly here where it is. And I don't know if I can actually try and pop these things on yet. No, not really, because we don't want to get clear coat on this. So I think it's better if we just do that after the whole shebang has been done and dusted. And I just noticed we left the rear view mirror over here. Alright, yeah, that's actually still in decent shape. What's the condition of these? Yeah, these two aren't the greatest, so we might have to replace those as well anyway. But yeah, I think this is actually looking pretty good. Yeah, I think it's gonna look good once we get our body kit on it in green. And all of the bumpers maybe we'll see. I don't know if I should color code the bumpers green as well. That might be a little bit too much. But I think if we did the interior in green and these parts are green, it's gonna look pretty nifty, pretty fly if you ask me. So I think since we've got a couple of minutes left for this episode, let's just maybe come over here. I want to see if we can take the big ass wing off this thing, the coffee table, because I'm not really too fond of this this massive wing on the car. Wonder if it's just one bolt there and one bolt this side. Could that be it? Doubt it. It's probably going to be a whole lot more complicated than that. Yeah, it's probably going to be a whole lot more complicated. Okay, wait a second. There's some bolts over here. Okay. All right, well. Here we go. All right. Whoa, okay. Yeah, that fell off. Okay, but okay. So there we are. So guys, anybody wants a free spoiler for a BMW E36? Hit me up. I'll send this your way. But okay. Yeah, do that in Discord, please, guys, if you are interested in it. So in other words, just looking at this thing, I don't see bodywork. That's just my main thing here, guys. I don't know what's cooking with the bodywork then. Let's come and grab some Bondo real quick and just get ourselves an idea of what's going on with that bodywork, as Mr. Nathan, or Nate, NK Gaming Adventures told us. No damage back here. Bumper looks good. Yeah, I don't know. Body seems to be perfect. There's definitely no dents on this thing. But don't know what he meant by bodywork. Bodywork as in maybe floor pans? I don't know, guys. Let's maybe inspect this thing real quick, because I don't see anything wrong with it. Let's grab our trusty old floor jack here. Unless if he meant bodywork as in... I don't know. I really don't know. Missing parts maybe, I don't know. But floor pan looks good. Everything looks good under here. Even that doesn't look too bad. We've got a pretty nifty looking exhaust pipe here. But I think with our original inline 6 engine we're putting into this thing, this might actually work out a little bit better. But yeah, I don't see any body issues, man. Unless if it's like maybe the paint condition not the greatest, but I don't know. It's a little bit of a weird one, buying a car that's supposed to need bodywork and there's no damage on the body. So I don't know, Mr. Nate, if you are watching this, do let me know what you think about bodywork, because I don't see any body issues on this car at all. Although, yeah, well, there's a couple of things I'd like to change. Maybe even this hood needs to be swapped for an original one. Might get a small spoiler, but I don't know. These wheels also, I don't think they are a great fit for the car. They've got massive spacers. I wonder if... yeah, I think those are going to look the same probably on this car anyway, because we had them on Uncle Bill's BMW E36. Now, where the heck did I put the wrench? It's back here. Okay, so let's just give this a little bit of a try. I want to take these off. Now, these are also BMW wheels, and I think they are the exact same as the ones that we had from Uncle Bill's car, which are over here. Okay, so these wheels actually do belong to Uncle Bill. Alright, well, let's see what they look like. I think they're also going to be the same. It's just these ones are chromed, so... Yeah, I think we must talk to Uncle Bill about this and tell him that we're gonna trade these 2 sets of wheels in for maybe a set of bigger wheels for this BMW. I think we might do that. We might manage to find something that's gonna look a little bit better. Okay, let's just try another one over here. Oh, that's the hub. Okay, let's not undo the hub. Wow, he definitely did a bit of custom work under here. That's it's a powder coated brake disc by the looks of it. Alright, let's take this over here. Alright, let's pop this one onto this corner. So as I said, I don't see any body issues on this car. They're definitely, yeah, those wheels are too small. Way too small. And unfortunately, we don't have bigger or higher profile tires available for these. So, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be maybe a little bit of looking around. Maybe we can find a set that's similar size to Uncle Bill's car's wheels. Might actually suit this car a little bit better, but we want to go for like a sleek style on this car, and maybe I don't know if I'm going to be selling it again or auctioning it off. Maybe I'll decide, guys. We'll see when we get to that. But alright, I think that is going to be it for today's episode, guys. We managed to do quite a lot of work to Maibu's rally spec Lada. He actually did send another vehicle over as well that he needs a little bit of work with, but we don't have it here at the shop yet. We might actually go and pick it up and bring it to the shop, because we're going to be mounting an engine for him. Now, the engine that he wants in it is, I think it's a twin cam inline 4. So we'll see how that's going to work out and what we can do about it. But alright, guys, I think that is going to be it. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I really appreciate every view, every like. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed today's video. And always remember to hit that subscribe button. If you haven't done so already, I will appreciate it very much. And then I will see you all in the next one. So cheerio for now.